Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Who Cares Network today. Me, Lyndon's going to go through all the items in the Binding of Isaac and rank them S to D tier. So, if you guys don't know, I'm a huge fan of the Binding of Isaac, and we talked about the last 2 or 3 episodes, me working on a tier list. So, there are some doubles in this, so I'm not to flush those out as I go through. But as you guys see, there are so many items that I may forget a name or two of them, or I may not even know what the item is, but because I've just forgotten. But I'm gonna try to go through as fast as possible and rank every single one of these. So the first one I actually don't know. I don't know what the name is. I think it's 7 volt or 12 volt or something like that. But what it does is it is a 33% of Isaac damage for any enemies that are close to him. They take electric damage, and I mean it's a B tier. I like it if you have high damage, like really high damage, thanks to Proptosis, not Proptosis, Polyphemus, Ipecac, stuff like that. It can do crazy amounts of damage once you get up to like 10, like past 10 or 20 damage, but below that, it's not going to help too much. So I'd say it's right in the middle. 1 up, A tier. You know, it's an automatic extra life. Can help you if the run's going really bad. Try to save the run. Not too bad. And also, it's a fungi transformation, so that's also really good. 2020, it's not S tier. It is A tier just because of the damage down. But that, it's twice. It's basically kind of a damage up because you shoot 2 tiers. But if you start off a run with 2020 with Isaac, let's say you go down to 2.4 tiers, so there could be a chance where you would run into maybe a champion or something, or maybe a tough boss that your damage isn't good enough. You could pose a risk of dying, but at any time, I would never turn this item down because as your damage goes up, it's your time's it by 2 basically because you're shooting 2 tiers. Too spooky for me. I like this item. It's an A tier. And I know it's like a 2, and people don't really like it. But the thing is, enemies get close to you, and they gain fear and run away. I mean, fear is somewhat it's unreliable to work with, but having those enemies go away from you is very important when it comes to actually having that survivability in a run. No one, if you have gapers chasing you, they get too close to you, they run away. So I mean, it's just an automatic. It kind of helps you from enemies that are gonna run towards you, and it's good. It's not S tier because I mean it's not needed, but it's a very good tool to use for any run. $3 bill, C tier. It adds random effects to your character, and what I don't like is it runs off of a lot of rainbow worms effects when it comes to how your tiers are shot, and I just don't really like it. I think there's a lot better. I mean, if it's a regular run, I wouldn't run it. Now, if I'm gonna win and I just want a little zany, I'll pick it up, but it's definitely not something I'm looking for. 4.5 volt. I do not like this item. It's B tier because it's very good if you have things like, Book of Revelations, uh, or something that maybe Book of Shadows. But most of the time, for items that I have active charge, a room clear would work out better than this 4.5 volt. But for bosses, boss rush, even boss rush like Hush, Mega Satan, doing high amounts of damage to actually activate your items, very good. Uh, seven seven sins, I think. It activates one of the. It activates a familiar that is one of the 4 horsemen. So pestilence, war, famine, uh, pestilence, famine, pestilence, war. I'm forgetting the other one. Death. Yes. I like this. It's not the best, But actually no, it's a C tier because all of them are really good besides War. War, they all spawn certain locusts that will do damage. Pestilence summons uh, poison, like flies that will attack enemies. Famine summons, I think just regular flies. And then Death summons slow flies, but War will summon exploding flies that has killed runs before. So it's not something I really look for in anything. I'm gonna put Too Spooky for me down to B. I don't think it's because of all the items here. Uh, 8-inch nails, 9-inch nails. Uh, Good. It's a damage up, bit range up. It's and they increase knockback. It's good. 9 volt. Uh, Decreases your active item by 1 charge. It's not needed, but very good. Abaddon, A tier. It's a Devil Deal item. It gets rid of all of your hearts, but gives you a 1.5 damage up and some range. It's very good. Usually, if you can, and it gives you 3 black hearts to go along with it. So usually, most scenarios, I can get rid of 2 of my red hearts, which is the only red hearts I had in a run, and then gain a bunch of black hearts to go with it. So very good. Uh, Bar Soap, it's 7 plus. It's point 0.7 tiers up. A tier, good. It's definitely one of the best boss item. Uh, if I see it in an item room, not happy. I'm not bad. All good tiers up. There's a lot of items that give good tiers up, and that's what I want. That's what I want in an item. Able, yeah, no. It's a familiar that spawns. It becomes adjacent to you, and will follow you around. I'm not a fan of it. No one is. It's not good. Abyss. Abyss is good. It allows you to eat up items and turn them into red locusts that will shoot out like familiars. So they'll go out from Isaac and come back into him, and they do decent amount of damage. But and it's all right if you have Abyss and you get crappy items, you don't want them. You can turn that straight into DPS. Not the best aimed DPS, but you can still, make it. You can still make use of that item that you weren't going to pick up. So it's not the best. It's not the worst. It's around a C. Acid Baby, D. It's only good if you have PhD or if you've somehow just if you are willing to go through all of the pills and go through Bad Trip and HP down and tears down and speed down and luck down, and if you're willing to risk all those negative pills, Acid Baby's good. But I rarely pick up pills just because most of them are bad. Page of something, I don't know. Don't remember. It's an angel. It's an angel item. Gives you +7 or plus +0.7 tears, a soul heart, eternal heart. It's pretty good. Any item that gives straight tears up, going to be good. And most of the angel room items are good. So if you see it, if your tears are low, it can boost you from a dangerously low tier rate to an alright tier rate. And if you have an alright tier rate, it's most of the time it's going to boost you from that alright to an amazing tier rate. Dollar bill. I mean, it's so rare to see it, but I mean, if you find it, it's good. It gives you 99 cents. But when are you ever gonna find it? You're never going to. Adrenaline. Adrenaline is only reason why it's not D is because it gives the spun transformation. Besides that, though, I don't think adrenaline has any use whatsoever, because its only thing is if you get hit, and obviously you don't want to get hit. Academia, think that's what it is. Whenever Isaac shoots tears, he will shoot a like a trail of tears from behind him that follow him, kind of like a mother ducks and some baby ducks. I like this item. It allows you to encircle enemies and kind of entrap them in your trail of tears that are falling behind you, just because you go around a circle and you cut across your own line. The only thing is, it does get a little tricky sometimes because the tears are red, and once you get to womb and you start, enemies start shooting red tears, it does get it does get a bit messy with actually wanting trying to decipher what's your tier and what's an enemy's tier. Uh, Alabaster's box. Um, I have not seen this item in forever. It takes soul hearts to fill, and can give you 3 items of any item pool. It's all right. It just takes like 12 soul hearts to fill, and it's it's a shop only item. I think it may be a angel deal item, but all the stuff that you're looking at is not going to be too good. So I'd rather have the health than the 3 items. I mean, if I have full, if I have a good run, and I can pick it up and maybe get some rare soul hearts, or shops are good or something like that. Maybe restock and Alabaster's box, could be a good combo, but the chances of me filling up the soul hearts are going to be a little bit rarer than then that's going to make the payout less worth it. Soy milk. This is almond milk. Almond milk. I do not like almond milk. It's a brother to soy milk. A lot of tiers, but the tiers have varied effects when it comes to how they're shot. Some may shoot out in a circle. Some may shoot out um, like zigzagging. It's completely random how they shoot out. So for such a DPS, quote unquote, like up, because I mean your damage goes way down, your tiers go way up. You can't really get the most of you really get the best of the tiers up, but half the time the shots don't even hit. So why is it worth it taking that way tiers up that you would get from soy milk, and all the other effects that almond milk give you, which causes you to not even hit your shots? A lump of coal. The longer your tier shoots from Isaac, the more damage it does. It's an S tier. It is literally the farther your tier shoots, the more damage it does. It's never not good in any situation. All the stuff on the tier, A tier, Abaddon. If you have a lot of red health, you take it. All that red health goes away. 9-inch nails. That increased knockback could mess around with how you control rooms. 2020, your tier, your damage is down for a little bit until you can get that damage back up. And the tiers, right? Yeah, I mean they're not S tier. And the life, yeah, it's not S tier, but there's no situation you would not take a lump of coal. Analog stick, it's all right. It's a +3 tiers up, and it allows you to shoot 360, which I don't never really understood that for keyboard players, but I play on controller, and that actually helps a lot with if I use right stick, but I actually just use the buttons, so I still don't really understand that. Alchemist Cookbook, it's a bookworm transformation, component, but besides that, spawning 7 troll bombs or 7 bombs isn't really that good. Anemic, C, it's a speed up, which is alright, but it doesn't really provide any. I mean, if you get hit, you trail some creep behind you that could do damage to maybe gapers, or if anything's chasing you, maybe some spiders if for early game, but dingles maybe, but it's not there's no practical use for it. Angelic Prism, yeah, I'd say it's B tier. Um, it's a really good angel item that's only gonna pop off 4 out of 8 times, because I mean you have 4 directions, and If a tier crosses the angelic prism that circles around you, it splits off into 3 tiers. And if you have maybe conjoined, where you shoot, or like or mutant spider, where you're shooting off more tiers, that would help it. But I like if you started a run with angelic prism, it's not going to do much for you in the very beginning. Uh, Angry Fly, that's a D tier. It doesn't really do much. It encircles enemies and will attack other enemies because it encircles the enemies. But if you only have one enemy in a room, it's doing nothing. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be doing nothing. So I don't understand. It's just Angry Fly. Anima Sola. C. It's very, obviously it's very good for Tainted Jacob and Esau, but in a regular run, it's not gonna be that good. For entangling bosses, very good. Maybe there's a champion enemy or like Claudie or something that you want to stop. One enemy, just kill it, or maybe a little safer, or maybe some evasion tactics where you stop enemies getting too close to you, so you grab one of them maybe to try to disrupt the enemies trying to run towards you and maybe get around them. But it's not that good, so I'll put it at C. The Ankh, um, C. It turns you into Blue Baby if you die, but that's about it. It's nothing much to it. Anti-grav tiers, D. The fact that I can shoot a tier and it stands still for 3 seconds and then shoots is crazy. It's really good if you have enemies trailing you, but that's about it. Um, I'm going to put all of the horses into like the same category. They do a little bit, but I don't know the names. Um, all the horses are going to be B tier because if you don't have an active item, that automatic flight is amazing. And I know Conquest's horse, shoots the crack in the sky shots down, and that's really good. But this is just the basic horse, and it's good. It has automatic flight if you get a horseman level 1, and then you get a horse instead of a cube of meat or ball of bandage. You're automatically on ahead of ahead of the schedule in terms of run progression, just being able to fly immediately. Pound of Flesh, I'm gonna put it in C tier because it's very situational. Paying hearts for shop items and coins for Devil Deal items can be good, but you have to get coins. So some runs have low money, some runs are low health. So I mean, it kind of helps both ways. So I'm gonna put it at C. Apple, very good. With a high luck rate, being able to shoot razor blades out that do a crap ton of times damage. Very good. Hey, Aquarius. Aquarius is awesome. Kind of. It's a creep trail effect that also synergizes with Isaac's tiers. So whatever tier effect Isaac has, it works the same with Aquarius's trail creep behind him. So I put it at B because it's not the best and it's not the worst, but depending on how your run is, it could go both ways. Quarter, C tier. I mean, it's all right. What else are we gonna do with it? 25 cents. Okay, you can get a soul heart, maybe a quality item in the shop. That's about it. Aries. Put Aries at C. It's a significant speed up, but in ramming speed, when you're running at a certain point, Isaac actually deals contact damage instead of taking it, which is nice. But most of the time, certain situations can be great. If you take Thunder Thighs and then get Aries, that could be really good. But there's not much to it. HP ups are just gonna be C tiers because it's all situational. Astral, fuck, projection, astral projection. I've never understood this item. I'm sure there's some way, somehow, a way to use it that I'm not doing properly, but I don't like it. Once you get hit, you get sucked out of your body, and I guess you're able to like reposition, maybe kill some enemies before you go back into it, and that's all right. But you don't want to get hit in Isaac, so why? I mean, I guess things that are good to get hit are good if you get hit because you probably are a lot, but I don't want to rely on it. So I mean, there is some. I guess you could say there is some wiggle room for it to be in B, but I'm not going to actively try to make a statement to put it there just because I've not used it enough, nor do I think anyone's used it enough for it to actually be good. Um, Affamane, the that's very good. It used to be if you got hit, you summoned him all the void circle around you, and it was awesome. I know the old synergy was Affamane and Dull Razor, but now they switched it a little bit to where if you kill an enemy, they have a chance to summon a Maw of the Void circle, which still very good. I love it. It's a good item. It's a double deal item, so I mean, for second floor, it's not going to do too much for you, but at least you get that double, um, sign off for the run, so you always get double deals. It's good. Azazel's Rage, I'm gonna put that in D because it's not consistent. It's very hard to see with all of the appearance changes that items give you on when Azazel's Rage actually is going to activate. What it does is every I think 7 rooms, it activates. It turns you into Azazel and gives you a Brimstone Beam, but it's not very good. It's very hard to see, especially in Womb, especially if you have Mars, all this stuff. Uh, Backstabber, A tier. If you shoot an enemy from the behind, they start to bleed out and take extra crit damage because they've been hit in the back. Very good. It's a double deal. It's also in the item pool, item shop, item room pool. So there's a lot of chances to get it, and it's pretty decent. Bag of Crafting. I think S tier. I've not used it very much outside of Tainted Cane, but the fact that you can take pickups and turn them into items is amazing. If you have no use for coins, pass, Depths 2, if you're not going to Hush. The fact that you can take random coins and, if you have a surplus of some pickups, take those and turn them into items, that's just bound to help your run somehow. Ball of Bandage. I'm not a fan of orbitals, but tier 3, tier 4 ball of bandage, as long with cube of meat, it's good. So I might as well just take it. Ball of tar. I like ball of tar a lot. It's also another creep effect behind Isaac. As Isaac walks, he leaves a trail of slowing creep behind him that will slow enemies. I think it's either that or he shoots slowing tears. No, I think that's broken ink pen. But slowing effect, very good. So it's good, and also it works with Aquarius. So those two, just what I was saying. As you get items with Aquarius, your run can get worse or better. Battery pack. C tier. I mean, I guess if you find it and you have Book of Revelations or some sort of useful active item, having that charge plus all those batteries can be good, but that's about it. BBF. Um, BBF is good, but the only reason why I'm putting him at C is because he's killed me. So many times he's killed me. He's a little fly that bounces around the room, and if he touches someone, he explodes. Very good, but the thing is, he's killed me so many times. Let's see, it's like belly button or like pocket or something like that. Allows you to have two trinkets and spawns a trinket. Very good, but still, it's not B. It's not a run changer. It's just another trinket. What's the big deal about that? Jelly Belly, definitely an A tier. Bullets bounce off of you. Has a chance for bullets to bounce off of you. I think if I'm wrong, there is a speed down. Not too for sure. I have not got Jelly Belly enough, but very good. It's a very good item. Berserk. Berserk is an active item that gives you the effect of Tainted Samson. It's all right. I've not used it too much outside of Tainted Samson, but very situational, but also very good. Jesus, all the flies are gonna be hard. I think this is Best Bud. Best Bud C. Whenever you get hit, he summons a fast-moving fly that moves around you. I don't think very good. The dummy, the best friend dummy. It's a C tier. It's an active item that spawns down a identical looking Isaac that after a few seconds will explode. It's good for a bomb. That's about it. Betrayal. I'll put Betrayal in B. If you get hit, it has a chance to make enemies in the room charm, so then they'll go and attack each other. And if you gotta get hit, and there's a chance that enemies that hit you will attack each other, that's decent. It's not an A tier by any means, but it definitely can be situational and help you out a lot. BFF also situational. If you pick it up, have your familiars. Jesus, I have a lot of items to go through. There's a lot of familiars in the game that get BFF. You have a lot of familiars. It increases their fire rate, increases their damage, whatever they do. It just helps out a lot. You have a lot of familiars. So it's definitely B. It's not bad by any means. It's not the best, but if you want it, it'd be fine. Is this Lil Chub? I think it's Lil Chub. Lil Chub's all right. He shoots out like the boss Chub does. It's not bad. He just shoots out. He attacks people. He's kind of slow. He'll retract back to Isaac, and that's about it. Big fan. Again, he's an orbital. He's an orbital that moves very, very slowly around Isaac. He can block some shots, but I mean, that's about it. He's not very useful personally. Binge Eater, that's a very heavily debated item in Isaac. It offers HP ups, and every single item will not have an option to switch between item and a HP up. Obtaining an HP up activates a short-term stat up, and they can be random. The only thing I don't understand with this item is you can collect Binge Eater at the very beginning of a floor, and by the end of the floor, before you even get to the boss, the Binge Eater effects will be lost. It is very good, HP up, the damage up is great, but I don't see the practicality in actually taking the Binge Eater items most of the time. It's like Abyss, but an HP up, and that keeps you alive longer. And it does give you stat ups, but the longevity of Binge Eater, unless you are, hurrying or you already have, crazy damage, or you have some run that allows you to move through rooms quickly, I don't see Binge Eater being that good of an item. Binky, A tier. Size down, tears up, gives you a soul heart, amazing. Red Hot Chili, with a hot, it's luck based. It will shoot out a flame. I think it's an 8% every time you shoot. With 10 luck, it shoots out every single time you shoot. Good, situational. It's not gonna help immediately, but it can help a lot. Birdcage, C. It is one of the worst tainted Eve unlocks ever. I don't even think I've used it like 2 or 3 times. Again, it's a familiar. It moves around, will slam down on the ground, super slow. I just don't like it. Birthright, A plus. Almost all the birthrights help tremendously in a run. Jacob and Esau's birthright's not very good, but you have Isaac, like normal Isaac, Isaac, tainted blue baby, Azazel. Tainted Azazel. All those people, all those characters who contain birthright get such amazing effects from them, and they're all different. So it's definitely, I'd actually push S tier. Most of the time, you're going to pick up birthright if you can. Black Candle, A tier. Uh, Getting rid of all curses. Black, gives you a black heart. It's a shop item, 15 cents. Usually one bomb in the donation machine can get you it. Very good. You always want it. Black Void, B tier. It's an active item. It throws out a miniature black hole that sucks all the enemies, and it will destroy rocks. And that's what I like about it is if I don't have bombs, I can get tinted rocks. I can check for crawl spaces. All this stuff, very good. We have a first double item. Black Lotus, B tier, pretty good. It gives you a HP up of every single heart. So a regular heart, a soul heart, and a black heart. It's just good. Black Powder, C. I'm not a big fan of it. If you run around, Isaac will leave a trail of black powder, and if you make a circle, it will create a pentagram that does damage. I feel like I rely on this too much whenever I obtain it, because I want to try to get that circle of damage every single time. So, and I find myself like hitting enemies or running into obstacles too much. Blank card, B, very very good, very situational. There's a lot of items that you can get, and a lot of cards that you can get that would be very good. Stars card, never having to use keys for item rooms. Moon card, always finding secret rooms. Emperor, always having an out from like the curse rooms or the challenge rooms straight to the boss. Uh, Hierophant card, always having soul hearts. There's a lot of things you can do with this, but you have to obtain those cards. So it's just situational. Blanky, it's okay. It gives you a half soul heart. It gives you a soul heart. It gives you a holy mantle on the boss. That's about it. Holy mantle effect is being able to get hit once and not lose any health. Blood bag, good. Speed up, health up, decent. Blood bag, blood bombs. All right. It doesn't give you any extra bombs, but you can use your health as bombs. It's all right. Blood clot, D tier. I mean, I don't see any difference in my tiers. It gives you a damage up, quote unquote, in your left tier only. So it's not, or it's your left or right tier, one of the tiers, and it doesn't actually give you a stat increase. I mean, it does a percentage, but it's nothing you can track, so it's nothing you're really gonna see unless you have Robo Spider, Robo Baby. No, it's Robotic Spider, Spider Mod. There we go. Blood Oath. It's less. It's very not good. I'm gonna go D. It's whenever you spawn into a room, whenever you spawn into a floor, it will stab onto you and take all of your hearts, but you get tears and you get damage and all that stuff. But most of the time, you don't want all of your red hearts going away every single floor. Blood the Martyr. Very good. It gives you an angel, devil presidents up, so you have a higher chance after killing a boss for an angel room or a devil room. It gives you pretty good damage up as well, so it's just very good. Blood Puppy. Anyone who's played Isaac, Blood Puppy, we love Blood Puppy, but sometimes he gets a little bit too much to handle whenever you're trying to smack him down. So I definitely he's all right. He's just not really situational because sometimes he makes the situation worse. Blood rights. Yeah, I haven't found a really good chance to use any of those items. So D tier, it's like you use your health for mass damage, but unless you have a good way of replenishing health, whether from leech, Lil Chad, placenta, uh, in Charm of the Vampire, getting health back is the hard part. Instead of, it's easy to use health for damage, kind of like blood bags, but actually getting that health back is a lot harder than it seems. Bloodshot, it's a familiar. It shoots. It moves kind of fast. Circles around Isaac. That's about it. Bloody Gust, it's B, situational. Killing enemies makes you faster and gives you more tears, but it's all right. I mean, I'd rather have bloody lust, which this is, I forget. I think this is bloody lust or just lust. I'm not for sure. Kind of mixing up my things. This item, it's a Samson's starting item. If you get hit, it gives you more damage, and it stacks to the entire floor. And then once you get to a new floor, it restarts back down to your base damage or whatever you're at before the added damage was implemented. It's all right. It's pretty good. I mean, if you get hit, more damage is going to help you if you get hit a bunch of times in a floor. But in the end of the floor, you're going to be doing massive amounts of damage. But then once you go back to the next floor, you're back to your base damage. So it's really good, but it's less situational than B, the most of the B items. Blueberry's only friend. It is a high C tier. Like, it is like right in the middle between B and C. I like it for early floors, but once you get past Caves 2, you're going to want to keep on using it, but by that time you're probably going to be able to use your tiers more than Blueberry's only friend. But for early bosses, or maybe for bosses you don't want to get too close to, or anything like that, it's going to be very helpful. It's a little controllable familiar that does contact damage, and you control it by shooting in up, down, left, right direction. Blue Cap, B is pretty good. Health up, tears up, shot speed down. The shot speed down can be really bad if you already have low shot speed, but besides that, it's really good. Blue Map, being able to see all of the secret rooms, every single floor, why would you not want that? A tier, it's awesome. Bob's Brain, no. D. Having a familiar that shoots out randomly, almost, and explode is retarded. I don't know how many times I've died to this. And back in Rebirth, I loved this item because, yes, it does massive amounts of damage. Like, it can sweep through bosses. But why would I want to almost die to this item all the time? Bob's Curse. I'm gonna put it. I'm kind of put all the bomb related items in C. Poison bombs, but it gives you +5 bombs, so that's not too bad. Bobby bombs. This one is D. Of course, I just say that. Only reason why I say that is because whenever you place a bomb down, it will home towards enemies, and sometimes that is less than situational for what you need it to. So let's say if you're trying to hit a tinted rock while you're in a room with enemies because you're low health and you really need that soul heart to secure your survivability in that room, you place down a bomb. Bobby bombs just runs off and kills a spider, and then you wasted your last bomb and you don't have a soul heart and you die. So it's all right, but the homing's really, really wonky. Bob's Rotten Head, A tier. I love this item. A 3-charge bomb that does massive amounts of damage, that's controllable, has a lot of range, and is poison. It can one-shot most early bosses. I love it. Bongo bombs. It's all right. I mean, double the bombs. It's situational, but you don't really need it. Boil Baby. It is one of the better familiars, but it's kind of hard to control and it's really really unreliable. Bomb Sack. Once again, every few rooms it has chances to summon a bomb. It's not bad. Bomber Bombs. Bomber Boy Bombs. It's all right. It shoots whenever you lay a bomb down, it shoots them. It explodes in a cross pattern. Not the best if you get it and then 2 floors later you forgot. I've killed myself because I forgot that I had this item. So if you get it, make sure you remember when you got it. Bone Spurs. I don't like Bone Spurs. If you get hit, it shoots out bones that kind of resonate in the area you got hit and can do damage to enemies. I don't like it. It's kind of useless and kind of just gets in the way of everything. Book of Revelations, S tier. I mean, the only downside is once you use it, you're automatically given a horseman spawn for your boss. But getting a soul heart for 6 rooms is not bad. Book of Secrets. B, it's situational. It can show you the secret rooms. It can show you room locations. So your boss room, your treasure room, your item room, your shop and item room, all this stuff. It's very good, but it's very, very situational. Book of Shadows, A tier. It is less situational, but for characters like Tainted Maggie, or if you have a lot of familiars and orbitals, it could be very, very good for bosses and for big rooms and challenger rooms that you're not comfortable with. So you can get it's like 6 seconds of invulnerability for 3 rooms. It's a 3-room charge for 6 seconds of invulnerability, I think. Very good. Book of the Dead. B, for big rooms where you kill a lot of enemies, being able to raise up the bodies and have their bones circle you as mini orbitals, very good. But they don't really have the reliancy of it is not very good. You have to kill a lot of enemies to actually make it worthwhile, and I think it's maybe a 4 to 6 room charge, not too for sure. Book of Virtues, very good depending on what item you have. Book of Virtues, how it works is it sits under your active item and enhances its ability with the usage of wisps. I'm not gonna go too much into detail about the wisps, but it's a mechanic that was introduced with the character Bethany, and it's a very big aspect of it's a very big aspect into Bethany and the wisps and all the active items, but it's very situational, but 9 times out of 10 it's very good. I think this is just boom. 10 bombs, that's alright, I guess. Card pack, very low C, high D, is very, very, very situational. You know what? I'm gonna put it in very low B because it is very, very situational. If you missed a double deal, you can get a Joker card. You can get a Hierophant card if you're low on health. You can get Death. You can get Sun. You can get Strength card, Empress, Emperor, anything. Justice if you need a bomb or a key or, it's very good. But like 9, I don't know. I'm gonna put it up C just because I think the situational of how situational it is very, very rough for me to actually want to see that item. Robofly, it's a C. I thought this item was good. It's a 3 tier, and the thing is I don't get excited to see this item at all. I think it's the fact that it's supposed to shoot tears out, coming towards you, is good. It's an orbital. That's fine. But if I want something that's gonna destroy tiers, I'd much rather have Sci-Fly. Box of Friends. I'd say it's B tier. It's very very situational. You know, it doubles the amount of familiars that you have for one room. I think it's a 4 room charge. So most of my B tier items are situational items that are good. So that's a situational item that like in a boss room could be good. Look at Lilith. Her entire character is based around having familiars to use that box of friends with. Box of spiders. It's a C tier. I mean, it's an active item that I think it's a 4 room or 2 room. It just spawns spiders. That's about it. Box C tier. It's a boss room item. You grab it and it spawns one of every pickup. Of every pickup. So a bomb, a heart, a key, pillar, rune, or card, and then trinket. So I mean, it could be better, could be worse. Bozo, C tier. Spawns a rainbow poop that would, if you break it, gives you a full heal up, gives you a 0.1 damage, and a soul heart. So C tier, it's not too good. Breakfast, just an HP up. Breath of Life. I do not know how the rework I do not know how the rework is for Breath of Life. I heard it's better, but I'm not too excited about it. Brimstone bombs. It's a bomb. I mean, 5 bombs. When you place bombs down, it shoots out brimstone tears in 4 directions. Not too excited about it. Brimstone, S tier. I mean, everyone. If you play Isaac, Brimstone's one of the best. So, being able to shoot a barrage of a laser breath as your tier, very good. The tiers down doesn't matter. Brimstone's not a run. You cannot beat Isaac with just Brimstone as your base. I mean, you can if you're good enough, but it's not a run. It's not going to carry your run, but it sets the foundation, the walls, and the only thing you need is a few items to make it the roof. Just damage, just a little bit more damage than base Isaac damage, and it makes it great. Brittle Bones, B tier, very situational. Or is that Compound Fracture? Sorry, there's a... No, okay, it's Brittle Bones. It replaces all your hearts with bone hearts. And each time you break one of those bone hearts, you get a permanent tears increase. And so it's very good to up your tier rate. And most of the time, as soon as you get it, you break all the bone hearts if you have soul hearts. So it's very situational, but very good. Broken Modem, B tier. Sometimes it causes tiers to lag and enemies to lag, and it helps you out in a way in which it will stop enemy projectiles. It will stop enemies from attacking you. There's a lot of good things about it, but it's just very situational. The shovel pieces, I'm just putting on D because it doesn't really help you or anything. Broken Watch, stopwatch, more or less situational. Can be good, can be bad. If anyone's played and has had broken stopwatch speed up the delirium fight, you will know that broken stopwatch can sometimes not be very nice. Brother Bobby, familiar, doesn't do much. Brown Nugget, B. It's situational. In a boss fight, being able to just endlessly spawn blue pooters that will shoot the boss or enemies. It doesn't have that bad of a recharge time throughout the room. I think it's a few seconds, so it's not too bad. I like it. Lard, good. 2 HP up, 0.2 speed down. The 0.2 speed down hurts a lot, so it's not too good. Buddy in a Box, not the best. It's, you can buy it from the shop and it gives you a random familiar. That's not any of the familiars in the game. It's like their own separate familiar pool. It's not too good. It's not too bad. Bumbo, uh, Bumbo kind of sucks, but he's not. He's not like Beggar Friend. Beggar Friend, we're just gonna put you right down here. Thank you. If you give Bumbo coins, he gets bigger, and then he can become kind of a powerhouse tank at his final form once he's eaten all of your coins throughout your run. He's not too bad, but he's not good. And Beggar Friend steals your coins is the worst thing ever. Bursting Sack, it's okay. If you get hit, spiders will will come out of you. That's about it. It's not too good. Um, Now I will say, butt bombs is one of the best because what it does is plus fight bombs. When you place a bomb down, it will do an AOE effect of the room that will damage and stun enemies. So it affects all of the room, no matter where you place the bomb. So that makes it better than most of them, but still not good. Butterbean knocks back enemies for like a short range, not very good. It's an active item too, so it's not worth it. Um, let's see. Pill. I forget what that is. I don't know. It gives you a speed up, spawns a pill. It's not too good. I mean, it's all right. I mean, I guess could be B if you really need speed. That's a great one to get, but it's not too good. Um, is this Kane's other eye, or is this? Uh, okay, yeah, that is Kane's other eye. Kane's other eye, not very good. It's a little eye that follows you, or it follows the room, and will shoot in whichever direction you're going. Kind of like the DVD screen on those old TVs that would bounce around the corners. That's what this does, but it shoots. It's not very good. Uh, I know the opposite item of this is Angelic Conception, but I cannot remember the name of this. What it does is as you get hit, you have a chance to spawn demonic companions. So any familiar that's in the devil room, devil deals. So Demon Beggar, let's see, Demon Beggar, Sister Maggie, uh, Little Brimstone. It's not the worst, but you know if you get it, it's like well, it can't do any harm, but it's not going to really do any good either. Camo underpants, a very good item. You walk into a room and you are invisible, and whenever you shoot is whenever you become uninvisible. And for a short burst, for a short period of time, you have a great increased burst of tier rate that diminishes very quickly. But if you walk into it does not work in boss rooms. But if you walk into a room and you find a champion that you need to get rid of immediately, like a purple, purple Claudie or something like that, it's very, very good for getting those high target enemies out in the very beginning of the room. Cancer, very good. After you get hit, put that up in A tier. After you get hit, you get the wafer effect for the room, and when you get it, you get 3 soul hearts. So not too bad. Candy heart. I mean, it's all right if you get candy heart and you pick up a heart, it will give you a small stat boost, but there's nothing. It's very, very situational still, so it's not too good. Capricorn, all stats up from the treasure room. All stats up. That's the only thing you need to know. Every single stat's going up. HP, luck, damage, tears, everything. Car battery. I do not like car battery in most situations because you gotta put it in B. For some it's very, very situational. Some items you don't want car battery to enact, which it doubles the usage of your active item, so it uses it twice. Things like D6, D4, D100, spin down, die. You don't want that. But for like Book of Revelations, Book of Sin, Book of Shadows, All that stuff. You kind of want it. You want to be able to use that twice. So it just depends on what active item you have. Uh, Card reader. It's situational. It can get you into the secret room. It can get you into the boss room. It can get in. At the start of the floor, there'll be little. At the start of every floor, there will be little portals. They're color coded. Gold is treasure, red is boss, and the blue is secret room. So it can help you get into a free item room or maybe a free. If you can't find if you're really bad at finding secret rooms, it can help you out tremendously. Or if you're trying to rush the boss rush or trying to do something, maybe the hush, it can help out a lot. Cat of Nine Tails, very good. I put up an A. Straight damage, just really good. Celtic Cross, B. It is very situational. Um, if you get hit, there's a chance for you to get the Book of Shadows effect, which it's very situational, but it's very good to stop incoming damage. Sensor, very good. It gives you an AoE effect around Isaac that slows enemies and projectiles coming into it. So having Sensor can be a run saver, and it's an angel item. So like most of those angel items are really good. Ceremonial Sense, almost an A tier or S tier, but I'm putting an A just because it does take some hearts to get from the Devil Deal, but it gives you 3 black hearts. It gives you damage up, I think some range up. Just very good. There's not a time I wouldn't take it. Champion Belt, it's a good damage up. Um, does increase the chance of champions spawning in rooms, but that's not too bad whenever you have a +1 tiers up. Um, I don't know. Chaos. We're putting that in B tier because it is situational. What it does is it randomizes every single item pool onto every item pedestal. So it doesn't matter if you go into the shop or the Devil Deal or the Black Market or secret rooms, boss rooms, whatever. All of the items out of every single item pool will be shuffled. So you can get any item from anywhere. So that could be good, that could be bad. It just depends, it's all RNG based at that point. Charge Baby, very good. Can stun enemies in rooms. Has a chance to spawn mini batteries every 4 rooms. Overall, just a good familiar. Charm of the Vampire, pretty good. Damage up on kill. You have a chance to regain half a red heart. Just decent overall little item. Chemical Peel, same effect as Blood Clot, literally. Chocolate Milk, I'm gonna put that in B. It's a very situational item. Depends on what kind of run you're having. Yeah, it's a charge tier based item that you can hold down your tier and you make your tier bigger and it does increasingly amount of damage. Or you could literally spam the fire button as fast as possible and shoot at mini tiers. But it all depends, what kind of run you're having. If you already have low tier rate, it could help. The damage could overlook the tier rate if you take chocolate milk. But if you already have a high tier rate and you have high damage, then if you take chocolate milk, it negates that tier rate because the tier rate no longer goes to how fast you're shooting tiers, it's how fast you're charging that one tier. So if you look at any run when you're considering taking chocolate milk, it's, do I like my tier rate? Do I like my damage? If you don't like your damage, you like your tier rate, chocolate milk could be good. If you like your damage or not your tier rate, chocolate milk could be good. But if you like both of them, I don't think that would be, it's all situational. And the last item we're going to do for this episode, I guess, because I'm running at an hour, is a Ring of Protection. I'd say it's a C item. It's an angel item. It creates a circle around Isaac whenever enemy projectiles pass through it. It has a chance to reflect them and home them back towards an enemy. So it's not too bad. It's situational. If you guys enjoyed, part one of this tier list, we still have a lot of things to go through. I'm gonna save this tier, this right now, and save the tab, but I don't know when I'm going to finish this or whatever. So if you guys want to see more of this and to want me to finish the tier list, then let me know. So it's been Lynden from Who Cares Podcast. If you guys are clicking on this because you're Isaac fans and you like listening to me ramble, go listen to my podcast with my buddy Peyton on the same channel. And if you guys are listening to this and you guys want to see more of this, then go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Who Cares. I think it's Who Cares Podcast. There's a link in the description down below. And me and Peyton do a lot more tier lists. And we do episodes with some guests and some more podcast episodes that are exclusive to Patreon. So, yeah. So, hopefully, if you guys, want to see part two, like and let me know. So, thank you guys.